So this video is looking at rapid alternating movements as a coordination test that is looking for cerebellar signs or basal ganglia sign, or potentially could also be impaired if somebody has got an upper motor neuron lesion. So rapid alternating movements, when you're asking your patient to perform them, you're looking at the speed as well as the distance, the excursion of the movement. So you're looking for big, fast movements that are sustained through multiple repetitions. So a lot of times it may be a tapping test with the hands, it might be a tapping test with the feet. It's also often pronation and supination, kind of big, rapid movements back and forth. So the cerebellum's job is to time the agonist-antagonist pairs. So as you go from, pronation to supination and back, it times when each muscle comes on so that you don't end up with co-contraction or interference across muscle pairs, antagonist muscle pairs. So you can do it with the fingers, you can do it with the forearms, you can do it with, hand tapping. And if it's jerky, disjointed, otherwise kind of incoordinated, that would be called dysdiadochokinesia. If it's something that is maybe big to start with, and it gets smaller through multiple repetitions, or it's just very slow as somebody's trying to go back and forth across the joint, that would be called bradykinesia, and those are typically basal ganglia signs. And if you're asking somebody to look at each finger to do some finger tapping, that's looking at individuated joint muscle or fractionation, which is very challenging for somebody that may have an upper motor neuron sign and is very synergy bound. So when you ask your partner or your patient to do the testing, you're going to ask them to put their hands out and kind of shake the water off their hands. They can do it symmetrically, both hands doing it at the same time. If it's fast and bilateral and symmetric, that's a clean test and it looks good and you can move on. If it's slow, you need to then go and check each hand individually because, for example, Parkinson's will start out in the early stages as being unilateral, and the body tends to slow down the good side to kind of match the slower side, so you're not really sure. So if he was a little on the slow side, I would say, can you give me that rapid alternating movement on this hand? Okay, can you go faster? There you go, good. And show me on the other hand. Okay, good. So now I get a better sense of each side. Is one side more impaired than the other? I can also have them test. They can either tap together or tap alternatingly. Again, you're still looking for the same qualities. The tapping test is a classic test for people that have Parkinson's, and you're looking for big and fast movement that doesn't get smaller and smaller and slower. Okay, that's an impaired test. So if it's a slow motion, that's bradykinesia. If it gets small, that's hypokinesia because it's small. And again, you can do the same test with people's feet, asking them to tap fast. Can you go faster? Faster. Okay, let me see your left foot. Okay, good. So again, you're comparing to each other and then to a normal sort of baseline.